Hello, my name is Bill Sterling, and I'm the pastor at Bethany United Methodist Church in Berlin, Maryland. I've been asked to share a little bit about what our church has done during COVID to continually be involved in ministry, to care for our members and friends, and to continually to reach out in the community and just try to be helpful to folks who come across our paths. So what I want to do is begin by telling you that I'm going to be joined today by Megan Cook. She is our ministry facilitator, and we're going to show you some images and pictures of what we've done. So what I want to do now is invite Megan to come and to begin sharing about what we've been doing in this.
Hello there, I'm Megan Cook, and I'll be talking to you today about some things that were in place when Pastor Bill first arrived. One of those items was our Phone Partners, which is a telephone ministry that we put in place to keep our members connected. And they were assigned a partner to keep in touch with throughout the week. And some of those are still doing this today, so this was a good ministry. We were using GoToMeeting to start with as a platform for worship, for Bible study, and prayer group. Our witness team put together a caravan of vehicles that went through the neighborhoods of all of our members, and we honked our horns and held up signs, just letting them know that we missed them and we were still here for them. The witness team also made some signs that said, "Bethany Church loves you." And those signs were rotated throughout the neighborhoods of our members. They remained in their yards for about a week, and then we shared them with another member. And this was a big hit and made them all feel really connected to the church.
In worship, prior to my coming in June, they had begun to move outside to have worship, and at that time it was pretty much stay in your car. But as the requirements relaxed, people could bring lawn chairs, and it was really kind of neat. It got very hot in the first part of the summer, so we relocated to the side of the church where there were magnolia trees and shade and so forth. Some members of the church built a little platform for us. We had little tents over the platform and over our musicians and so forth, and people could come in their cars and lawn chairs and just have a really good, safe time of fellowship. During the summer, we continued our Bible study on Thursday as well as our prayer meeting on Thursday by Zoom, and we conduct all of our meetings on Zoom and so forth. We communicated to the congregation through what is known as MailChimp. It's a mass mailer, and that would let people know what's going on here at Bethany. We had two students from the universities come and create a website for us, and they've done a great job with it. As a matter of fact, we have retained one of the students since the class is over to work on us and troubleshoot the website when we've not been able to do anything. One of the things we were trying to expand was our tech ministry and so forth, and I would do devotionals and have kind of updates and news and so forth that I would put on YouTube. This time I want to let Megan talk about some of the youth activities we had.
One of my favorite ministries that took place when school began for the children was we opened up our fellowship hall for learning pods. And some of our families who were struggling to work and also teach their children at home brought their children to the church, and each family had its own space. We called it their learning pod, and they were able to work on the devices that the schools provided, and they continued with their lessons here, all while volunteers monitoring their schedules. We even had one volunteer who loves to cook, and he came up and prepared meals. So the children had lunch and snacks, and it was just a great time for all of us. Some other things we've done to keep our families connected is we had Advent Family Fellowship during the week. Families came, and again, they used their learning pods to socially distance, and we participated in different Advent activities. We did this again during the Lenten season to prepare for Easter, and the families worked on very, very different projects together, and it was a great time for everyone.
We moved into the sanctuary in October, and in the process, the church felt that our sound system and so forth was very antiquated, so they decided to go out and get a new one, which they did. And beginning about August, they contacted Mid-South Audio and went ahead and got a new system in and so forth, and it was up and running. the other day, we were able to go to a platform called Vimeo, and we can simultaneously stream our services on Facebook, YouTube, and Zoom as of right now. We launched that on Sunday, and we were going to, up to that point, we were simply doing Zoom on the service. When we came back in the sanctuary, we observed all the COVID protocols, temperatures, wash your hands, masks and so forth, social distancing, having ushers seat people and dismiss people, and encouraging people not to gather in clusters and talk like we're all used to do and want to do. One of our concerns was for a lot of the folks who could not be at church during worship, especially for communion, how would they get communion? So the idea we came upon was to send out little communion kits to those who wanted it, and send communion cups and the little wafer to those families or those individuals who would be able to take it at home. And the idea would be that when they're Zooming in or on Facebook or whatever, when we do communion, they can have their little communion element right there and take communion and take the sacrament with the church. During Lent, we sent out some devotionals to every family in the church, as well as some little things. Now, this is a paper plate, sand and rocks, and there's a heart in it. And the sand is a reminder of the wilderness time of Jesus. We put a rock in the plate for every Sunday during Lent. And the heart reminds us of the love of God. And there are devotionals and so forth that went along. During Good Friday, what we did was we had a Good Friday service outside. And we created 7 stations around our parking lot. And people would come in to the first station, and everybody got a study guide when they came in, or they could download it. And they would go from station to station and read about that particular station, the particular word of Christ, think about it, and come out the other side. And that was a meaningful kind of experience. We had Easter at Assateague in the little pavilion, and that was pretty good. We had a great time together to celebrate the resurrection on Easter Sunday, and everybody had a great time, and it was cold. Now, I want to say that one of the things that we continue to do, looking ahead, you want to talk about that, Megan, what we're looking ahead to do, or I'll go ahead and do it. Okay. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Well, on Mother's Day, we're going to have, Megan came up with the idea of having a tea for Mother's Day after service by Zoom. So sometime maybe Mother's Day, a time when people can log on and with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea and talk about their mothers and share memories and so forth. And we're planning something like that on Father's Day, and then this summer we're gearing up for worship service in the summer, and we have a lot of lessons learned from last year. So those are some of the things that we have done here at Bethany and been very meaningful and very helpful. Everybody has been willing to be a part of it. Everybody's willing to jump in and help out in one way or another, so it's been really a blessing. I hope what we've shared has been a blessing to you. I hope that it's encouraged you. And if you see some of the ideas here that you can use, please go ahead. If you can improve them, go right ahead and let us know how you improved it, because we would want to know for the next time around for us. If you have any questions, contact us through the website or contact us through, call us on the phone. But the website is bethanyberlin.org. Take care and God bless.